So I posted the YouTube link on Slack now. Can you guys test for me and see if that works? Because it's showing private for me. I don't know if it works for you. So somebody should just check for me and see if that link works. Okay, it works. I see people watching it now. All right, so we can start. Thank you all for being here. Um, so this is how this works. This is basically for me to answer questions. In addition, I'll be providing some feedback on some assignment that have been submitted already. And this is important because I want us to have the same mindset as you go into working on assignments. And I was trying to explain some of the reasoning behind our grading. I already gave you some form of explanation earlier, but I'll go over them again and just give some hints on how you can get the best score for any assignment that we give you. And hopefully you can apply those same principles to when you start dealing with clients or, when you start dealing with people in tech space generally, maybe you get a job or anything like that. If you're watching from YouTube, I will be taking questions from Slack. Sorry, not Slack. I'll be taking questions from Zoom. If you're on Zoom, if you have any questions, post them in the chat and I will respond to them as soon as I can. You don't have to raise your hand. You don't have to do anything. Just post the questions on Zoom. If you're on YouTube, you can post the questions as a comment on the YouTube video. If I can't get to everything now, um, either me or somebody else on the team would have a look at every question that is on the YouTube video and try and provide answers, either on YouTube there or provide answers on Slack. Yeah, so that's it. So if you have any questions about the courses, about the assignments, about how the entire program will run, if you are still not sure about the track you've selected, anything at all, this is the right place to ask. If there is something you want to ask that you feel like might not be properly explained on, when you send the chat, you can then raise your hand and I will call you when I get the chance. But I would really prefer to just get the chat and read the message and answer the question so we can keep things as simple as possible. Because the last time I said people should speak, it took us like 1 hour, 30 minutes to go through the questions from there. Okay? Right. Okay. So let me start with the assignment that you've already submitted. I think I mentioned this when I started noticing people submitting the wrong links. When we ask you to work on an assignment, it is important that you don't assume to understand the assignment before you understand it. It is important to look at the instructions and think about why this particular detail will be added to the assignment. For example, if we said submit a Google Doc link and make sure it is public, those are very important information that you cannot just keep over and you can't just decide not to do them because it is part of the criteria in the assignment. And usually we would list everything that we want to see. We'll list them in the assignment and you just have to look at it and try and understand what it is and then you work on it. Um, it is also better that you ask questions before you submit your assignment rather than, asking questions after submitting. Okay. And this same principle would apply in anywhere. If you work for a company, if you start your own business, it will usually be better to try and understand what the other person is trying to pass across to you rather than working under the assumption that you already understand what they are trying to say and then going with that assumption. Okay, so if you are dealing with a client that says, I want my project to be this way, if you are not clear or if you don't agree with that particular requirement, it's better to speak up rather than go ahead and do what you think will be best for that particular client or product owner. which is what we are trying to sort of instill in as part of our own training here. It's not just about getting online and doing things and submitting it. You have to make sure you understand what needs to be done before doing it. And if you don't understand, ask questions from your fellow learners, ask questions from any of the tutors, and get clarity before you proceed. Now, it doesn't mean we are trying to breed people. I mean, sorry, no, we are not trying to train people who would only be limited to whatever they are asked to do, not being able to use their own creativity or being able to contribute. What we are trying to say is you don't go with your own assumption. Your contribution should be asking questions, offering your opinion, offering your own suggestions, offering your professional recommendation, not doing what you feel is right. Okay, I hope that that distinction is clear, rather than trying to do what is best for the customer. So in this case, consider us as that difficult customer that you have to deal with, that difficult customer that keeps coming with different things for you to add onto the project. Think about how you would deal with that customer. Would you decide to do whatever you want to do? Because look, this is just a training. There's nothing they can do to me. Would you then, decide to do what you want to do for that customer? Or would you do your best to try and understand the customer and try and understand what the customer wants and then apply that principle, the details that the customer wants to your work? And if you don't agree, like I've mentioned, it's always better to, number one, ask for clarity or offer your suggestions before you proceed to work on the things. And one of the reasons why we also add the name of whoever graded you, and even if the system automatically grades you, we still had the name there so that you can have somebody to reach out to. At the moment, some of them will carry my name because the auto grading is sort of linked to my name. But even if you don't agree with any of the grading or any of the assignment or any of the issues, you can always ask questions. Okay. Hopefully that is a bit clear. And for those who are saying, I just uploaded my PDF because I already have the CV as a PDF. That makes sense. We typically did not really care much about the content of the CV. And as a matter of fact, there are those who just submitted theirs, you know, about themselves, and that's all they submitted as their CV. For that particular assignment, we just wanted to have a snapshot of your current CV, but it has to be on Google Docs because of how our own grading system works. To make things easier for us and to make things easier for you to update as you proceed with the training, we ask you to put it on Google Docs, and that's why we did that. There's a video, so I think I'll share my screen at this stage. There's a video that explains how to make your Google Docs public if it's currently private. So let me log in as a student. I'll share my screen in a minute. Let's see. Okay. All right, so I'm sharing my screen now. Hopefully you can see it. So let's log in as a student. Right. So if you go to help, how tools, you would see a couple of videos here. There's a video on how to create and make your, another one, this one, and make your Google Docs accessible. So this is the video that will have helped you. And I think for one of the assignments, we actually did add this video as a part of the assignment. So if you having trouble with, for example, how to upload your profile picture on the LMS and some other things, you can come here and find some videos to be useful. If there's anything that you want help on how to do that is currently not here, you can ask for it and we would do our best to provide it if it's not already provided. And I say if it's not already provided because I've started receiving so many repeated questions regarding I'm doing product design. Should I do all the general courses? I even for this particular call, I'm not going to be addressing all of those questions because I've spent so much time explaining all of the courses and what is useful, what is not useful, my recommendation personally, and what I think will be best for different tracks. So what I would recommend for you now, if you have that kind of question and you're on this call, is to go through the YouTube channel there are a couple of videos that are already there that will be very useful for you. Just check for 2024 videos and look at them and try and follow as much as possible to understand everything that you need to understand about about the courses, about the tracks and what you think you should do. Don't just register for all the courses without understanding what they stand for. And make sure you only register for the things that you believe will be necessary for you, either for you to complete your training and get your certificates here, or either things that you just know you need personally in your learning experience. Okay, so you can go here to find useful videos. You can also go to posts. I think there are a couple of more video posts now. So all of the courses that are happening in the month, except for product design courses, I think we have all the outlines available here. I can't see everything because I'm not registered for some of those courses, but for most of the courses that are happening in the first month, you should already see the course outline. So it contains the full details. For example, this is one. It contains the full details of what you'll be learning in that particular course. Okay, so you can go through all those documents and check them. So questions around what course should I register for? How do I know the content of this course? I will not be addressing those now because we've spent so much time on addressing those issues already, and I don't want to keep repeating myself. So you can watch the videos on YouTube, go through all the course content on posts. If you can't see a particular course content, so what you can do is to temporarily register for that course. So I can go in here if I wanted to see, for example, this particular course details, I can enroll for it. Um, let's just enroll for a couple of more, a lot more courses. Let's see, I think PHP also. Let's enroll for that so that I can show you, all those things are already there. Yeah, I think this is already there also. So I will enroll for that. Let's go down and see if I can find one more. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so if I go back to posts now, now I see course information about this particular one, which was not here before. I see information about the PHP core concept. I see SDCL, SDLC, sorry. So you can temporarily enroll for those courses to see information about each of them. But don't forget, if you know you will not be doing them, don't forget to remove yourself from them. So just come back to this page and which one should I remove? Let's remove this guy. So make also please read this, okay? I understand and I'll proceed. And that course should be gone from me now. So that course is gone now. So if you temporarily register for a course just to see information about it, don't forget to remove them if you will not be doing them. Okay. For questions around lectures, you would usually get an email notification when a new lecture becomes available in your particular course or track. But I don't really have any lecture because of the amount of courses I've registered for. We would be uploading a lot more of them. I have a call with the tutors later today. So once I finish with the call, we'll upload a lot more of the lecture that'll be coming up in the couple of in the next few days for you to be able to add it to your calendar. So this is where you see it. After I think it's about 10 minutes to the call, or maybe exactly at the time of the call. For example, if I go here, you will see it says it has not started. And I can indicate that I'll be attending this course by clicking on change. And that changes to yes. So I've said that I'll be attending this particular lecture. And then I can go back and mark my attendance. So if you're on this call, if you've not done this, you can do it now. Go back to your LMS, the particular course you've said you'll be attending. You will then see another button appear here that says mark your attendance. So just click on that button. It says attendance has been taken. Basically a way for us to keep stats about who attended what lecture and to know what is the best time for lectures to take place for those in the cohort. So this will be very helpful if you can do it. So just log into your LMS, go to the particular lecture and say, yes, I'm attending. Once the lecture starts, you will see the link to join here for those that are asking. Okay, so I've got a couple of questions. Let me just answer those ones now. Somebody's asking, concerning the courses, are we to enroll for everything? I'm not going to be responding to that. Please just watch the already existing videos and look at all the content I've provided already. Somebody is asking about cumulative courses. So there are two different types of task or assignment that you will get. An assignment can be cumulative, which means it would affect your general score. For example, I have a couple of assignments here, okay, but only 2 points appear on my point. And that's because I only have one cumulative assignment, which is the CV upload assignment. Those assignments are assignments you don't want to miss at all. You don't want to fail any of them. So make sure you do all cumulative assignments. Any assignment that is not cumulative are things that will not really affect your general score, but you still have to do them because if you don't do your assignments, you would be considered that you didn't pass the course. Okay. So for that question, that's the answer to that. Let's see. Yeah, somebody's asking, do I mean that every assignment will be submitted by URL? No, there are different methods of submission. Just pay attention to whatever the assignment says and submit what the assignment asks you to submit. Some assignments will ask you to write an article and post it somewhere and submit the URL. Some would ask you to write the article on a document and submit the document. Some will ask you to actually write the code inside the LMS itself. So just, pay attention to the assignment, pay attention to the submission method, and follow whatever it says. Again, if you are not clear on any of them, discuss with your colleagues, ask any of the tutors, or ask me. Obviously, it might take me much longer time to respond, but hopefully I can get to your question as soon as possible. Um, right, anyone that wants to do things like change of name, you have to please wait. I'm not going to be treating those anytime soon. It might be until like April before I treat them. But there is a particular one that wanted to change the course. So you wanted to transfer your course to somebody else. Please just respond to my direct message. I think I've asked you information about it. Just respond to that direct message, and that will be treated as soon as possible. All right, so I've answered those questions on Slack. Let me look at Zoom now if there are any questions. Okay, I don't see there are any questions on Zoom. Is there any need to submit the CV? I mean, yeah, it's an assignment. The point of submitting the CV is to um give a current snapshot of your current level. I can't find the charts on YouTube. I wonder where it goes. Okay, yeah, I found it. Um, okay, I'm looking at YouTube now. I don't think there are any questions per se. I think people are already helping to answer these questions. That's wonderful. Um thank you for doing that. So if you have answer to specific questions, you can answer them. I've also sort of seen some YouTube, no, not YouTube, some WhatsApp groups that have been dishing out information to people. Just make sure you get the right information. Don't pass across the wrong information. If you don't see any assignment on your dashboard, it means you've not enrolled for any course. So you need to go and select a course and make sure you enroll for those courses so that you start seeing assignments. My LMS is not looking like this. Well, maybe your network is having a little bit of problem, but it's the same thing for everybody. Yeah, you need to register for courses before you can see assignments. If you don't, why are so many people saying this? If you don't see any assignment on your LMS, it means you've not registered for any course. So you need to register for your course. Okay. All right, moving on. Let's see. Any more questions from anybody? No, you cannot. So passing your passing your current enrollment to somebody else is not something we just it's not like we do it very often. There was a special consideration for this particular person because the course I think was bought for his sister or so, but he used his own details. So that's why we are allowing that to happen. You can't just transfer your enrollment to somebody else. I'm not going to, sort of allow that just easily. You didn't receive an invite to Slack. Yeah, we sent invite to everybody that bought the course. So, um, how do I do you have an invite to the LMS though? Taiwo, Deborah, just reply if you have an invite to the LMS. Well, yeah, okay, okay. So what I can do is so you can do this for me. You can go to the discussion part of the LMS. Um, so you can go here and ask a question here, and then I'll have a look at it after the this call. So just basically ask the same question you've asked about not getting an invite to Slack, and I'll have a look at it after the call. When do we start seeing assignment and content related to courses? That will be today. Once I finish my call with the tutors today, we'll upload everything that we have for the first week. Me, I have a recommendation. Yeah, please use the time zones. Well, yeah, so our default time zone is West African time, but yeah, you're right. We should definitely put that in front of the time. We should put it there. All right, let's see. Any more questions from anywhere? If we get 0.5/2, is that a fail? Well, for that particular assignment, unfortunately, yes, it means you didn't pass that particular assignment. But you shouldn't worry too much because you can always make up for those kind of scores. It's a very small score. Okay, it's just 2 points. So you can always make up for that in the other assignment. Yeah, it's I have 10 courses enrolled already, but still no assignments. You should definitely have an assignment if you have 10 courses. Um, okay. So for that particular, somebody is asking for the CV assignment, concerning that CV assignment, so no other link is accepted. Yes, for that particular assignment or any other assignment that asks you to submit a specific type of link, I would even recommend that you don't even use all these URL shorteners because again, we can't look at every individual submissions. It will be too much work. Imagine you have like just you alone, you are doing like 15 courses. Maybe you get like one assignment per course for the next 1 month. That's a lot of submissions that we tutors have to look through. So to help ourselves, we do a bit of filtering. We filter away those who are likely never to pass because they use either the wrong links or the links are not public. And then we focus on those who submitted the right kind of link and grade those ones individually. So if you are asked to submit a Google Doc or whatever kind of link in future, just make sure you don't use any URL shorteners. Submit it the way you have been asked to submit it, and you'll be fine once you do that. I couldn't mark yes, but I see that the attendance have been marked. Well, I guess that's fine. If it has been marked for you, that's fine. For the for the CV assignment, does that mean we can't submit it? I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again. Um, you can upload your PDF to a Google Docs and submit the Google Docs. Some people even took screenshots and uploaded it, which is absolutely fine. We just wanted to have a current state of your CV. It's not like we look at the content per se. Right, I think you're the one. Osarugbe. Yeah, I'll look at it once we finish this call. Hopefully, I don't forget again. But I'll look at it after we finish this call. Sorry for those on YouTube. I'm reading messages here and I'm responding to them. Regarding assignments, have we started receiving assignments for the courses we registered for? I've already answered this. Once I finish my meeting with the tutor today, we'll upload all of that. Yeah, I did all required tasks and still got a 0.5/2. That's unlikely. Yeah, just look at what the feedback says. What does the feedback say? If you got 0.5, this feedback will be there. My link is now public for the CV. No, we can't, we cannot regrade. Okay, so just focus on the future task and make sure you don't make any mistakes anymore. Even if you go back and make it public now, we can't regrade your assignment. A cumulative somebody is asking what is the meaning of cumulative and non-cumulative. A cumulative task is a task that would, sorry, an assignment. A cumulative assignment is an assignment that would eventually affect your total score. So if you log into your dashboard, you will see something like 0/2 or 0/4. Any assignment that is considered cumulative will be added to that particular place. If it's not added there, then it's not cumulative. It means while it is good for you to do it and pass it, it's not going to affect your overall score. All right. Okay, moving on. Hello, I made payment for 2 orders, but I've only gotten one till now. Yes, that's something you have to reach out to me on. You know what? Reach out on Slack. I think there's a thread for that already. Make sure you post it on that thread and it will be addressed. Otherwise, mention me on one of the threads on general on Slack and I will look at it. Okay. So any more questions from anyone? The question is, how do we see the details for the courses that we registered for? Right. I'm happy to show it again. So on your LMS, you can, let's just say I just logged into my dashboard now. I see the tracks that I'm registered for. I see the courses. Um, I can then go to posts. Under posts, you see all the information about the courses you registered for. This is a course outline that contains the course outline. This is another course outline that contains information about this particular course and all the details that you'll be learning in there. This is another one, and and I would also recommend, there's a post missing here. Where is it? What's it called? Mm, yeah, there's a particular document that explains the that gives information about um I think it's course registration guideline or something like that. So you can also look at that, but just look at the documents here and you'll find, I guess, everything that you need. Let's see if I can search for it, if it's there somewhere. No, I don't have it. So that's where you find information about the courses registered for. You can also click here to see a list of them. Okay. And don't forget, eventually we will be stopping you from being able to add a new course or leave the current course that you are in. So make sure you understand the courses you are supposed to do for each track that you are enrolled in. There are several videos on YouTube that we have recorded already that you can always check and make sure just go over them and try and understand what you're supposed to do before you proceed. The same way, the internet is a very big place when it comes to tech. There are so many opinions about how to do things, about what to do when you're supposed to do them. It is sort of your responsibility to filter those massive information and focus on the ones that is relevant to you at each point in time. Um, no, it's already on YouTube, so I don't need to record. Okay, so you can always watch it on YouTube. I'm going to deny this request. Somebody is asking for me to record the call. I'm streaming to YouTube, so it should be on YouTube. What was I saying? Yeah, so the same way there are so many information on the internet that you have to now decide on what is relevant to you and what is not relevant to you. It's what we are sort of trying to mimic here. We've given you so many information about each of the courses, about what to do, when to register, what to register for. I have given my own personal opinions, my recommendations. It is now your responsibility to sit down, look at all the available information, look at all the available tracks, look at all the available courses, and decide what you want to do. Nobody can make that decision for you. And you don't need to figure everything out now. You don't need to understand everything now. Just try your hands on one. For courses, you can register for as many courses as you believe you need. as long as you don't take two conflicting courses. For example, you can't do Node.js and PHP if you are doing back end. Okay, I've already explained all of this. I would not be going over it again. Yeah, that's that about that. There is there is a course as course outline for SDLC and basic one. So I don't think design courses will have an outline. I'm waiting for Damilola, who is design lead, to let me know. But I don't think you will get specific outline for the design courses. If you will get, it will be published, but I doubt it. What happens if we don't attend classes on Zoom but watch on YouTube? Nothing happens. Classes are not, they are not, we don't use that to judge you because we know you are busy. You have a family, you have your job, you have other things to do, and our timing might not be suitable for you to attend live. So, but you can always watch on YouTube. Nothing happens. Just make sure you complete your assignment when you're supposed to complete them. Um, so we give you all the resources that you need for each assignment, and then you can work on the assignment. We also host live classes like this one to answer questions, to walk you through some concepts. But typically it will be about giving you a lot of resources, giving you assignment to make sure you understand the resources. Some assignment will be multiple choice assignment. Some will be, submit a link like you've already done. Some will be, write an article and submit it somewhere. Okay. Sorry, do you give placement for jobs? And please, can you give strategies regarding how to get jobs ongoing on the cohort or after the training? Um, we don't give we don't give placement. We don't promise placement, but if opportunities come, we announce. We have a job platform that we announce. We share with everybody that has gone through our training, and they can apply for those jobs. But we don't promise you placement. We don't promise you jobs. We don't have that kind of pool yet. We don't have that kind of connection yet. So, but when the opportunity comes, we definitely announce people and let them apply to them. As for strategies, we give a lot of feedback on your CV. We give a lot of recommendation. We would hopefully by next week start connecting you with the counselors who can look at your CV and give you feedback, who can also give more recommendations about how to position yourself for the kind of job you're looking for. But all of these are additions. We don't really promise you a job. We don't promise you a placement, but we promise to give you as much help and resources as possible to get you the right job that you need. Okay. So after each class, there would be assignment immediately. Not always. Sometimes you get the assignment before the class. Sometimes you get the assignment. Sometimes even after the class, you don't get any assignment. Okay. Sometimes it's just a class to sort of explain something that has been done before. Okay. So just keep watching your elements for when you have a new assignment and attend to them. Will there be live classes for tracks? No, classes would always be course related. While each course is under a track, there would never be a time where we ask everybody in a track to attend a particular course. Okay, sorry, a particular class. If you are doing the particular course, you attend the class. If you are not doing it, you decide not to attend, or you can still attend if you want. It all depends on you. Yeah, we have about 20 minutes left. If there are no more questions, let me see on YouTube. Um, there is no implication of not meeting up with a class or not attending a class. It's it's just the assignment you must make sure you complete and pass. I have gotten 0.5 over 2, and I have only done one assignment. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if that's a question. And I got, oh yeah, I see. And I got all the other assignments. So everybody, please listen to what I've been explaining, okay? There are two types of assignments. There are cumulative and non-cumulative. If you get 0.5 over 2, it means you've only done one cumulative assignment and you got 0.5 from that cumulative assignment. Every other assignment that you've gotten like 5 over 5 or 10 over 10, they are non-cumulative because It is what shows on your dashboard as your point that registers as your final score. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Um, for those that register for front end and back end, are we going to be registering? Are we going to be attending classes at the same time? I doubt you will have any class clashing. I really doubt it. But even if, classes clash somehow, you can watch the video. You can decide to attend one and watch the other video. Any WhatsApp group for the training? We don't have any WhatsApp group for the training, please. Any WhatsApp group that you see is not from us. Okay, so join carefully if you decide to join. We don't have any WhatsApp group for the training. Every information that we pass across will be on Slack and your email, not on WhatsApp. So are you saying I should unenroll from Node.js because I have enrolled for PHP? Yes, that's what I am saying. You cannot do both at the same time. And I really, really encourage you to read the document again and go over the videos that have been uploaded already. Because once we stop you from enrolling or removing courses, you'll be stuck, and that means you can never get your certificate, okay? Because you can't get certificate for Node.js and PHP at the same time. Your certificate has to be for a particular part. In back end, there are two different parts. There is the PHP and there is the Node.js. You cannot do both at the same time. Also, there is a diagram that literally explains this, a diagram that says there are two parts. You can only follow one part at a time. You can't follow both parts at a time. Okay, so that's very, very important. Don't get stuck doing a course that you can, never complete. What are the minimum courses we can enroll for under general track? You can enroll for as many as you feel like you can handle. Just make sure you can handle them because you have to pass them if you enroll for them. I don't know if I understand your question, Esther. I submitted my CV using another link, and for that reason, graded well. My question is, yeah, yeah. Don't worry about that. Your submission is not. It's not like we'll not look at your CV and give you feedback on your CV because you didn't submit the right link. When the time comes for counselors to look at your CV, they will definitely still look at it and give feedback on your CV. Another question on Zoom. Would there be a recorded video to put us through while doing the assignment like before? That's a good question. Some of them will likely have videos, but not all of them. I must be sincere with you. Some of them will just come with instructions, and you will likely have to find some help on how to solve some problems on your own using the internet, using the YouTube channel that we already have. Um, but I can't promise that all the videos will come with instructions on how to do things because that would just be spoon feeding people, which we don't want. We don't want you to get used to the idea of being helped every time. So you have to find answers to some things on your own. Why am I being ignored? How do I join Slack? Bro, I didn't ignore you. I answered that question. Just since you're already on the LMS, I said you should go to the discussion session or section and post a question there, and then I will check it after the call. Just go to the LMS, go to the discussion session section. Why do I keep saying session? Section and post the question there. Okay. All right, YouTube now. Let's see. I have 15 minutes more. Hopefully I can finish before then. Um, is it compulsory to register for courses under the general track? No, it is not. You can decide not to do any of them as long as it's not required. You are only required to do any course that is marked as required. If it's marked as optional, you can skip and move on. I got 0.5/2 for CV assignment, and the feedback was wrong link type. yet I follow the process being taught. I mean, that's very, very unlikely. Because based on the feedback you got, I am certain that the assignment was graded by the system itself, and it would check parameters that have been set already, like is this a Google link? Is this a Google Doc? Is it public or private? And then to grade it based on that. So make sure you check what you submitted very well. There cannot be any human error in this particular assignment, okay? Because it is graded by the system. 0 point, yeah, that's technically, if you get 0.5/2, that's a fail for this particular assignment, okay? That's not a fail for that's not a fail for, the entire course. It's just for this particular assignment. And like I've mentioned, you can watch it, you can make up for you can make up for those assignments as you continue in the training. All right, so let's see if I have any more questions on Zoom. No questions on Zoom. Great. So I'll go over to YouTube and see if there are any more questions. Yeah, I'm not going to. Somebody's still asking me the same question I just responded to. Can we enroll for both PHP and Node.js? The short answer is no. If you want the long answer, go back to some part of this video. I already explained. Who can we reach out to when we have bugs? It depends. You can reach out to whoever is taking that particular class. I'm sure they'll be happy to help. I don't have access to the workspace. I sent an email to Zuri, but no response. Yeah, you can imagine how overwhelmed the email is. So you have to be patient. Actually, the fastest way to get the response will likely be Twitter because you have more people handling Twitter than email. So if you can send a direct message on Twitter, that will likely be faster than sending an email. Okay. I am on the design track, but on my dashboard it's showing 3 tracks. I don't know if that's accurate, and I've enrolled for 21 courses on my dashboard. Yeah, you have to watch the older videos already explaining what each track means. But I think you are on the right track. If you have 3 tracks, then you should be fine because you have one general track, you have one setting up track, and then you have your design track. Some courses says month 1, 2, and 3. Do we enroll for month one first, and then no, you can enroll for those ones you believe you will be doing now. You don't have to wait. The timeline is just showing you when it's going to happen for each of those courses. All right, I think that's all the questions I can take for now. Thank you all for joining. You will be getting a couple of more assignments today. I am going to meet with the tutors just to finalize a few things after this call, and then you will get your assignments tripping in after that. All right, let's see. This question is probably important. Knowing that I will lose all the assignment that I have done when I unenroll from a course, will I get to redo the assignments or new assignments will be given? Well, if those assignments have not expired on your new course, then you can do them. But if the time has already expired, there's nothing you can do. You just lose your points. That's it. So, which is why I keep saying that make sure you really know what you want to do before you enroll for a course. Um, for now, I think most assignments will expire like 31st of March. So there's still kind of enough time now, but the time will come where there'll be no time for you to redo all the assignments because either they've expired or there are just too many of them. Okay. I got to, but there was no feedback. Look, if you get full mark, what do you need feedback for? So yeah, this is something I probably have explained. Everybody that gets graded will get feedback, but if you get full mark, you will likely not get feedback because that means you get all the expected things. So if you don't get feedback for full mark, that's fine. That's fine. All right, I think that's all. If I fail a course, If I, if I fail a course and then I unenroll for the course, will it affect my grade? Actually, that's a good thing you've noted now. I think we'll have to fix that particular thing. For now, if you fail a course and you unenroll from that course, it will not affect your grade. Okay? It will just clear it like you never did the course at all. And I think we have to find a way to fix that. That's a problem. I'm going to take note of this. But thank you for asking that question. Um, I'm already enrolled in front end. I tried to add design to my course, but I was late. Can I? No, you can't add any more courses, any more tracks, please. That opportunity has closed. You mean no, you cannot redo an assignment after you've been graded. Okay? Yeah, okay. I see there is another issue there. But yeah, you cannot redo an assignment after you've been graded. All right, moving on. Yeah, there are no more questions. Thank you all for attending. This is just, please, can I have more explanation on the question I asked? Like, I don't know your question. I mean, I don't know your question. Yeah, that means you cannot do, somebody's asking if they can do Vue.js and React.js. No, you cannot do both at the same time. Okay, please check the documents that are available to you. Check the videos. Make sure you understand them. Because if, once we start closing course registration, you will, there'll be no going back. You have to understand these things before you enroll for these things. Just make sure you go through the documents, go through the videos that have been shared already, and try and understand it before you start enrolling for things. Okay, so thank you all for attending. This would be the end of my office hour. And hopefully I see you guys later next week. Okay. All right. Thank you all. Bye.